Good morning, guys! Welcome back to my channel. For today's episode, we are going to visit my friend. She is going to show us around the farm because I'm not really familiar of how the farm runs here in Australia. So she's going to show it to us. It's 7:30 in the morning. It's a bit early because they are going to do some sheep work. She said that they're going to load the sheeps today. So that's it. Let's see her farm. Stay tuned. So they're now loading the sheaves. Let's see inside. Let's go inside. So this is the sharing shed, guys. So guys, we are here in the sharing shed. They're just loading the sheep in the truck, and then the truck will go to one car. If you'll see in the ears of the sheep, they have this color tag. So the color tag represents how many years are they. So the oldest, according to my friend Tim, is 6 years old sheep. So they're matured, and then they're going to slaughter for meat. Let's get a closer look of the wool. Come on, sheep. Sheep, come. Can I touch you? It's the second time. Here. Yeah! Oh no! Come on! So the dog, as you can see, there's a dog helping the farmers. The dog is just barking just so that the sheep will move because they don't know what they're doing. So the dog helped them to go where they want to go. So the first floor of the truck is already full. So now they are going to send the sheep on the second floor. Is it amazing?
So these are our second sheep, and these are getting sold so they can we can make room on the farm for younger sheep.
Cantonese translate.
That's okay.
And if you come in here, this is a good example of merino wool.
Yeah, look at that.
And what we like is to have like an even crimp all the way up. That is a nice. When you feel it, it's quite soft. You feel that, Denise?
Yes. Nice.
Yeah, and that's about. When it's gets shorn in February each year, the wool will be double that length almost. You can also tell the age of a sheep by looking at its teeth, how many teeth it's got, how old they are.
Oh really?
So they're adult teeth.
4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah.
7?
Yep.
Oh.
And there's no teeth on the.
At the upper part?
On the upper part, there's no teeth.
Oh yes!
It's just got a pad there.
Wow!
Yeah.
Amazing! Didn't know that.
In Australia, we remove their tails.
Why?
Remove their tails, so we take a little bit of skin off there to stop the wrinkle, and then it stops the flies wanting to get attracted to all the feces and urine.
Oh.
Yeah.
So the skin folds, and then the maggots come and lay in there if you don't do that, and it gives them, it kills them through blood poisoning. And some people are like, oh, that's terrible, but we give them an anaesthetic so they don't feel, and they do that.
So do you cut it when they're still babies?
Babies, yes. And it is a bit messy, but you know, it stops them from dying of terrible death.
Do you cut it, Tim, or do you need an expert?
No, we do it.
Oh yeah, we do it ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
He is
you're
the
like
expert.
you're like a doctor.
Yeah.
So guys, these are lambs. They are more expensive than the other one. The other one is a bit older. These are younger ones. They are good for lamb roast, right? And because their meat is a bit tender than compared to the other one. So maybe how old? Maybe 3 to 4?
These are 6 months old.
Oh, 6 months old! Wow, and this big! 6 months old. Okay, so mostly they are male sheep because for the female ones, the farmers keep it for breeding. So they're all male, guys. Guys, Cassy will show us around what's inside the shearing shed. She'll explain to us because she's more expert than me. Okay, go.
Hi, I'm Cassie. So this is the pens where the sheep come in from outside, and they get penned up here to each station. And here is one station, so there'll be a group of sheep in here, and then there'll be a group of sheep in here each time. And the shearer will go in here, grab a sheep, and then drag him out through the doors to his station. And then he'll shear the sheep.
What is the shear?
The handpiece, when they put a piece on the top. They've got their own, it's like a personal thing. You've got your own handpiece that you take with you wherever you shear. And you put it on here, and then you shear the sheep, and then you go like this, bang, down the chute, goes down the chute, and back outside again. I don't know, that was they like to sharpen them the right way, and they like a certain hand grip. It has to be the size of their hand, and they go home every night and they get out all the combs that go, they sharpen them all and make them all nice and look after them. It's like, and they'll put it all up here, it's just like a little shelf. They put all these oils and everything up here.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And then, so then if I'm the rouseabout, a rouseabout is a person that collects all the, so the fleece will be lying here, and the shearer is not in charge of the fleece. He just has to get the next sheep out. So, but the rouseabout, if you work in the shed as a rouseabout is, and what you have to do is the rouseabout will come here, collect the fleece, come over here, and we'll go and throw it out on this table. And you can see the build up of the lanolin actually on here. The lanolin is that's the oil from the wool. And it falls, all the little bits that are no good fall. And so what happens then is the person on the table takes all the dirty bits off the edges of the fleece. So if there's anything that's matted or it's got dirt in it, and it will fall out on the floor, then they pick up the beautiful big clean fleece, and they have bins set up here usually and put it in the correct bin. And then when we're ready, can you see how they're labelled?
Yes.
This one here is BLS for bellies. So when the shearer shears, they'll do the belly of the sheep first, and that's a round circle shape, right? So we know what that looks like, but it's usually very dirty because the sheep have been on the ground. So bellies will go in this one. Pieces, so that's all the little pieces that fall, and this one's obviously got lots of feces and things. A bit dirty from the bottom. So these aren't worth very much. Then you've got triple AM. That's the wool, the wool that they want to take first. And so these bins are sitting in there each time. And then what we do is we go to the next station. And the person working on this side has to take all the wool out of there and put it into this machine. This is called a wool press. So it goes in there and then this pushes down really hard, really massive pressure. And it turns it into wool blocks like this. A bale. It's called a bale of wool. But can you hear, it's like 30 sheep. Wow. Yes. And now, see this? Then we get the stencil and we stencil on the side Gnowangerup, the name of our farm. Our number, this is our wool buying number. And then the type of wool it is. So what's this wool, Tim?
So this is just crutchings.
So this is crutching. So after we've crutched the sheep, it's not very special. It won't get much money. But some good wool, come down here and we'll show you some good wool.
So you can see here, this is wool, and this has got a nice even crimp. It's very white. It's very soft.
I don't know what a crimp is.
The crimp is the little lines in the wool.
See how
They're all very even.
See how even and close they are. It's like, that's good wool because it's very close. The crimps are close together.
And it's very soft.
And it's not harsh.
So if that's made into a jumper, it won't be prickly on your skin. It'll be nice and soft and comfortable for people to wear it. That's the whole idea.
And it's a bit oily.
Yeah, that's the lanolin.
The lanolin.
Yeah.
When the morning tea time comes, the boys sit here and have it, and up here we have a counter. So these are the shearers. This is the shearer, whoever they are, and then this is before morning tea and lunch, after afternoon tea. The 4 periods of shearing because they go. They're so busy and hot. They have to have breaks, and then how many sheep they sheared, and the total of sheep for the day, and then we bring forward what they did the day before and they add it all up, and that's how we know how many sheep have been shorn and how they get paid, because they get paid by the number of sheep they shear. Yeah, and so the reason why it's set up like this is because when the bales come to here, we stack them all up in here, like right up to the roof, and then when the truck comes, similar to now, they can come straight out through the hole. Yeah.
Tim is Cassie's husband. He's a good friend of mine as well. He is the expert. So, for the pricing of wool, is it per kilo, per bale?
Okay, it's per kilo.
Per kilo?
Yep.
What's the price range?
At the moment, like pre-COVID, we were getting like nearly record prices for our wool. And then when COVID hit, the price of wool has crashed by probably 40 to 50%, and it's just recovered a little bit recently. So that's taken the shine off the profitability of growing wool. We won't stop growing wool because of that, because we're kind of committed to, as part of our farming enterprise, and it fits in good with cropping as well. Having sheep is just a really good mix, and this is good sheep country here, but it's disappointing that the prices come off so much. We're very dependent on China buying our wool. They tend to buy 87%, or they have in the past, of our wool. So when their demand drops off, it's simple economics, supply and demand. When there's less demand, but the supply is still strong, well then the price goes down.
How much a kilo?
At the moment, the price has recovered a bit. For good wool, you're getting probably about $6 a kilo the farmer will receive, whereas we were almost getting double that 12 months ago.
Oh, wow.
But we still cost the same to bring up our sheep.
Yeah.
Yes. So where do they bring this? Just
Okay.
within WA?
Yeah. So this will, at shearing time, this will get loaded onto a big road train usually, and I'll get taken through to Perth, usually around Fremantle or Spearwood, which is near Fremantle, and goes into like a big wool store there, and the wool gets tested by an independent authority to test the micron and all the different statistics of the wool, the yield, so how much of it is dirt and how much of it is wool, and not just dirt and grease. And also so test the micron, the yield, and they're the two main things the buyers want to know. And then when it gets auctioned, prior to the auction, little samples of each group of wool that the farmer sends go into little inspection boxes, and the buyers go along and they go to a box and they look at the wool, feel it, and so they're not just looking at the data from the wool test. And then when it comes to auction day, you hope a few people are bidding on your wool and competing for it. As a farmer, we set a reserve price for what we think we'd like the wool to get at auction. So it might be $5.90 a kilo. If it doesn't get $5.90, it'll get passed in, and then you offer it up at a later date. If it gets sold, well then proceeds go to your bank account 2 weeks later, and the wool goes somewhere in the world to get turned into socks or suits or jumpers.